All right, ladies and gents, it's another episode of You Ain't Shit for Watching. So recently I've been on hiatus. Nigga had to travel, get his vacay on. I went to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Had a blast out there, saw a lot of bands, had a lot of drinks, and threw a lot of beads. With that being said, this is just a quick little show just to let you know I'm back. I'm ready to rumble. It's Sunday, so we're gonna have our own little Sunday rumble and just talk about nothing today. What's up, Shy? How you doing? How you living?
Man, just been chilling, man. Just working hard. That's about it. Just working and coming home, keeping it regular. That's about it, man. Nothing crazy. Just regular life, man. Enjoying the kid, enjoying the wife. That's about it, man.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You got your kid. You got to enjoy the small time that you have where they want to be around you.
Oh yeah.
They hit their teenage years, and it's like, nigga, get out my face. I want to go to the party.
But you know what? I think luckily, my daughter, she's not like that. Like she talks to me about everything. She's doing the whole track thing right now, so I pick her up pretty much every day from track. We talk about life, talk about school and stuff. I have to correct her on some misconceptions that she has about life because apparently she thinks I'm rich. That's false.
Every kid think their parents just made the money. They just be like asking for shit, don't know the price.
Yeah,
$1 million, then they be looking at you sideways and be like, I ain't buying that.
but we have a deal in the house though. We have a deal. She has a set number of chores that she has to do, and every time I get paid on Fridays, she gets paid. So
Okay, you give her a little allowance.
Yeah, I give her allowance, and then she burns through it before it even comes out of my pocket. So I'm like, why don't you save it for something?
Like,
But
get these Skittles.
yeah, I usually just hit her with something. She'd be like, "Can I get this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I give her a whole list, like, "Look, clean this, this, and this." She's like, "That's gonna take forever." I'm like, "Literally, it's gonna take 5 minutes to clean the dishes, and you asking for $20? Like, come on." So, but no, it's I like
slave
it, man.
labor, slave labor.
I love being a dad, man. It's a good feeling, man. But the fact that my kids feel like she could talk to me about anything is just awesome. But
Yeah,
kids are different these days, man. Like wait till your son gets older, man. You'll see.
that's what it's supposed to be. Kids is out here not able to talk to their parents. Their parents is deadbeats. They're not around. Or their parents is focused on other shit and not paying attention to their kids. And I don't ever want to be one of them parents. I want to be on the ball every step of the way with my kid.
I think a lot of times parents get into the habit of letting the TV raise them or let media raise them, and like you got to watch what your kids intake because they're sponges. Their mind is just an open book. So you got TV, you got YouTube, you got their other friends who are being influenced by other stuff. So you have to be that. You got to be that filter, and you got to tell them what's what, and make just kind of try to put them on the right path. If you don't, you could be being one of these parents that's just letting the media raise them and stuff and learn all the wrong lessons. And the next thing you know, something's wrong and you can't figure out what to do to fix it.
Yeah, that was a good thing. So you've been on the show with Judge before, right?
Yeah.
I had a couple conversations with Judge, and actually one of the conversations I had with Judge is he said, I'm gonna tell you didn't take this to the heart. He said, when you have a child and your child starts getting up to play and goes out with these other kids, don't let your kid hang around with kids who come from parents with single parent homes.
I
What do you
agree.
think about that?
I absolutely agree. Now, I'll say this to keep it from being a blanket statement. I'll say that it's a case by case thing. But at the same time, like when you never know what that other situation is. So you have to make sure that you monitor who your kids' friends are, what type of things they're getting into, the type of information that they're getting from media, and also the people that they hang out with. You got to make sure that you got to filter all that. I mean, what was it? One time, I think me and Cam, I was taking her to school one morning, and she was asking me different questions. I was like, what sparked these questions? And it turns out that she had learned some stuff from someone else from school. And I had to set it straight because in that kid's mind, that logic made sense. But as an adult, knowing how the world works, I had to correct her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that what? Where'd you get that from? She's like, well, so-and-so told me. I'm like, yo, so-and-so don't know what the hell they talking about.
So and so gonna have you fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, yo, you don't need to hang out with her no more.
Yeah,
So,
I mean that's a constant. That's crazy to me. I didn't know the world. you used to be able to play with everybody. Now you gotta be selective on who you deal with.
Well, you know what? Back in the day, man. When I was a kid, 'cause I'm not too much older than you. Back in the day,
But
in
when I
tech,
was a kid,
yeah, back when I was a kid, way back in '79. But no, back when I was a younger, uh, any adult in the neighborhood had the authority and the right to whoop my ass if I was fucking up.
yeah,
Pretty much. So it
community
basically
effort.
it taught you integrity because you ain't supposed to be doing X, Y, Z. So I think it was one time when me and my brother we always steal pears from our neighbor's backyard because he had a pear tree. Pears was awesome. We used to go back there, walk over there, get us a handful of them, or like somebody would take their shirt off, fill the shirt up with a bunch of pears, and we just go eat them. Um, but the woman came out and she was like, "Yo, you guys are stealing. I would have gave them to you if you would just ask me for them." But we decided we want to be some knuckleheads and go over there and take them. So she gave us a whooping. We got back home. Before we get back home, as soon as we walked in, my dad was coming out like, "Oh, you guys want to steal, huh?" And he gave us a whooping. He gave us a whooping too.
Y'all getting ass whoopings and chains, huh?
So then to make matters worse, my mom, she used to make like preserves and stuff like that. So she had got a bunch of pears from my neighbor and she made a bunch of preserves. She wouldn't let us get any of it. She was like, "You can't have any. You done took enough already." I'm like, "Yo, what?"
Gotcha.
She got like, and it was good too. She's sitting in the morning eating biscuits with butter with some preserved pears on top of it, and we're looking like, "Man, it look good right there." She's like, "Yeah, you done ate enough pears already, so you don't need none of this."
Yeah, she hit you with the bow. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like little stuff like that though. But recently, I think something that happened when my daughter she hit me up and she's got like a Cash App whatever account. And she had been buying stuff off of these different websites, like little like hair clips and shit like that. Well, apparently she had went to one website and it was one that was jacked up. And she was like, "Why is my money just coming out of my account and I haven't bought anything?" And I was like, "They got you." She was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, they got you." I said, "You got to watch where you spend your money at and put your information at because they out here scamming people." And basically what happened was they got your information and now anytime money hits your account, they spend it.
Wait. So she got
Like one of them cards.
yeah, they swiped her card and got her information.
Well, she put the information in a shady website.
They got
Yeah.
got a preteen, huh?
Yeah, they got her. They got her. I said, "Well," she said, "You're gonna give me the money back to replace it." I'm like, "No, what you mean?" There you go. Lesson number one, life lessons. Yeah, you better check stuff. But yeah, no, it was.
You should have gave the little girl double her money back.
No, hell no. Now that wasn't happening. But she learned a valuable lesson though. That the world ain't fair. People are out here to scam you and trick you. So now she knows better.
Oh yeah, they'll get you in a heartbeat because I done bought some stuff. I didn't do it. It wasn't no shady website. It was Amazon, and then I ended up buying some stuff for my beard, and it was like $9 or something like that. And I look up, it was coming on auto pay because I clicked the wrong button.
Damn. Yeah. Oof. You know what? There's a lot of places that get money like that because with the free trial, like the free trial for different stuff, like say Disney Plus free trial for X amount of months, and then they start automatically charging you. They make a lot of money because people forget to go back onto the site and change it back to non-recurring.
Oh yeah, it was one of my jobs that I had when I was probably 20, 21, 22, somewhere around there. It was this place. You remember they used to have this big craze for acai berry. You heard of it?
Yeah, I have.
It used to make you lose weight, or that's what the claim was. And at some point, Dr. Oz had gone on Oprah and had raved and talked about it and did everything else.
Yeah.
So it was a nerdy dude in Phoenix, Scottsdale, who decided he was going to set up an acai berry website where he was going to sell the product. And he was going to put Dr. Oz and Oprah's face on the website. It went from his garage to him renting out a whole building with about probably 80 of us in there working on these phones. And what the whole hustle is it would pop up on your website in your browser and it would say, "Come try this product, only $1.99. You pay for shipping." So he would get it, and it would be $1.99. You pay for shipping. If you don't like it, money back guarantee within 14 days. You get the money back guarantee. you good to go. You get to keep the product. It's all good. What he didn't tell you was the 14 days started from when you ordered it. It took them about a week to send it out to you. It took 3-4 days when it got in the mail. And if you see it, you get it on a Friday, you ain't gonna start until Monday.
Yeah.
Was calling up because after the 14 days, you got charged $89.95 for each bottle. And they would pre-send the bottle out to you in tubes.
Damn.
So niggas was getting their car.
They was tearing people's mouth open with that.
Yeah. And it would be on a recurring system. So if you didn't catch it the first month, they're gonna hit you the second month.
Playing people.
So all we did was take the calls and tell people, nah, you can't have a refund. Nah, you can't have a refund. Nah. Did you read the fine print? Should have read the fine print.
That's jacked up. Bro, you know how mad I would be if I got caught on some shit like that?
That dude went from driving a Camaro, I think it was a Camaro, to driving the I-8.
Damn.
Within probably 4 months.
Damn. Because he was banking on the fact that people were forgetting to
He was cleaning up.
I was using a what was it?
What's up, Kev?
Oh, Kev on?
Yeah, what's up, Kev?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Sound like somebody's running a racket, or is it a gambit they're running? Racket or gambit?
The hustle.
You know what? Honestly, you really can't knock him for it because that's the person's fault for not checking back on the recurring charge.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a loophole right there because I was using a site where it was fax. I guess it was faxing and stuff like that for the internet because I didn't have a fax machine at the time. I had to buy one to print out a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, it was pretty much a one just straight off of a website, and it was cheap, $5 a month. But if you didn't renew, or like if you got hit with the renewal fee was $24.
Woo! They knew what they was doing.
Yeah, so like the free little trial, or the little trial you could do a free trial, a regular trial for a legit month, $5, and then the actual price, if you didn't go back and check on it, $24. Man, they hit my ass for 3 months, bro. I didn't even know about it until I seen my account. I was like, yo, what is this? eFax. When the fuck did I sign up for that shit? I forgot all about it.
Yeah, you got to go back and look at your account, and you over there thinking everything is good, and you go to spend some money. Oh shit! Wait a minute.
The thing was, it was a great site, but when you go back on it, they make it damn near impossible for you to stop the account on the site. Like you gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom of the thing. You gotta click on a bunch of other shit, and they make it damn near impossible for you to actually terminate the account.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I was like, yeah, full of shit. So,
well, here's my advice: find an 800 number, call it.
Yeah. Well, I went ahead and ended it now, but then I was like, you know what, shit.
Well, you know what? So we had 3 rules when I worked at this call center, and it was if they say one of these 3 things, you have to give them a refund back. So if they at first they didn't give a fuck, but after a certain amount of time, they said if they went and called the credit card company, the credit card company would then put a notice on us, and they would shut us down and stop sending money our way. So anytime Visa, MasterCard, or whatever saw our company, they wouldn't send it if we got too high in terms of numbers where they would they got complaints basically. The other one was the Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Jag. Those 3 they didn't want to fuck with. They was like, oh no, give them the refund back. That dude was making cash money hand over fist. And it was some terrible ass stories too. It was a lady, she was like, I need it for my medicine. And I'm looking like, can we get this bitch her medicine back?
You know what? I was part of a company long time ago, and I was working. We would call people, and they had a script. So the script was, I think it was something to the effect of, "Hey, my name is so and so," and you start going down the whole spiel. Well, as soon as they heard my actual name, they would hang the phone up because they knew I was black. So I changed my name to Chris. I was like, "Hey, my name is Chris." Da, 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 da. And then it took this old woman answering the phone, and she was like, well, I need my medication, so I need to. I don't know if I could pay for that, because if I pay for that, it's a good service, but I won't be able to get my medication. I'm like, damn, man, we scamming people. Like, this sounds like some scam ass shit. And then I quit that day. Like, I got up and I'm like, man, this don't feel right. It was like a telemarketing company. It was in the middle of a plaza next to a Kroger. For one thing, it was temporary as shit because it wasn't there the week before. So I go in and they're like, yeah, you can work. They didn't really ask me any questions or nothing. They say, hey, here's a list of numbers. You call them and read the script, and then you go down and get their information. So I'm thinking at the time I was like, I think I might have been 18, 19 maybe. So I'm thinking, okay, fuck it. I got a job. I don't care. Until I started hearing some of the stories from the people we were calling. And I'm like, yeah, this don't seem right. I got up. They said, hey, where are you going, Shy? I said, I'm going to break. I just never came back. I got to the house. My mom was like, you off early? I said, no, ma'am. I said, I think that job that I was working, I think they was telemarketing and scamming people. She said, what make you think that? I went down the whole list of what happened. She said, yeah, they was scamming folks. And to this day, I cannot find that name anywhere online. Like it just disappeared.
Yeah, they knew what they was doing. They was about their hustle. They was about that hustle muscle. They probably knew exactly what they was doing, and that's how they scammed. Because I remember the company that I worked for switched their company name every 2 to 3 weeks. They would be a different company name.
Wow.
And what's funny is they fired me because I ended up getting into it with the supervisor's boyfriend.
What? How you manage that?
Man, so I used to work there with my homeboy, and the supervisor's boyfriend, he worked there. He was a little dickhead. So we had like a little private chat, and I sent him the message that I was supposed to be sending to my homeboy. So I said something to the effect that nigga's on his period today. He just so he got it, and he used her access to go through and check my messages, and he saw like our whole little conversation. So he had a little attitude, and he and his homeboy called me over, and they was like, "Man, you can't be talking about people like that. You know, we don't act like that, nigga." And da-da-da. And I said, "Bro, if you got a problem, we can go out to the parking lot on our lunchtime, and we can handle that." And I think this nigga just he didn't know what to say because he didn't think I was gonna have that response.
You want to take it there?
Yeah. So, long story short, he felt some type of way. He didn't come outside with me, but he felt some type of way, and he told his girlfriend. And his girlfriend, low key, was like, "Well, you a bitch. You didn't want to go see him." So he came out a whole like maybe a week later, and was talking tough when I got to the parking lot, and I put my hands on him, pink, 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 and then walked my ass into work. He was outside looking crazy, and I was inside on the phone answering calls. They called me into the office, was like, "Nah, you can't do that. You can't be in here doing that. You got to go." So I ended up trying to file unemployment.
No, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, they switched the company name so much, so the company they was like, I don't. They was only open for 2 weeks. I said, no, my checks. They go back, so they had to do a whole bunch of janky shit. I ended up getting it, but it took me like 2 months to get it.
Damn, dog.
More stress. What's going on, Kev? I know you over here just probably looking at this like, well, they crazy.
No, I mean, it's normal stuff for young people to get themselves into situations that might cause humiliation for someone else, but one thing you have to be aware in trying to collect unemployment, if you violate company, then you can't get unemployment.
That's why I was saying that they wasn't gonna rock with that.
They gave it to me because they never. They basically said that I was not doing my job performance wise and XYZ is which what they let me go for. But it was really because they couldn't say nothing because I whooped dude's ass outside. Before we even walked into the premises. So they put a whole situation with that.
That's horrible, man. Okay, what you been up to, man? I hadn't talked to you in a while.
Hey, no, I've been busy, but trying to, I guess, as far as this YouTube landscape, trying to build my channel and just trying to live from day to day, man. Trying to appreciate life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
you sound like a motivational speaker right now.
No, he left me some good advice on my YouTube channel, man. He hit me up, I think last week, and he was just saying, be consistent, increase your upload, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, he's right. And since I took that advice, I've been trying to keep it consistent and upload like almost every day. And I just kept on gaining followers. Yeah. Maybe one here or two there, but shoot, man, appreciate that, Kev.
Yeah, man, it's gonna take a second, man. Like I'm at 2 years. I mean, it's like I'm not a big channel at all. Like I have no size. I do okay. I'm proud of what I've done, but it takes a minute.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, it's time I researched before I got a YouTube channel. Yeah, that stuff takes a while. It takes a minute to get into the algorithm because there's so many people trying to do it. The same
I think
thing.
what it is you can put out great content, but if there's no market for it, or if you don't have that niche of people that you're trying to cater to, and you don't have a specific focus, then it's not going to appeal to anybody, and it's gonna stagnate. And I had to figure that out because I was like, okay, I don't know which direction I want to go in. I think the one video I had that got like 7,000 views, and it just happened to be somebody was getting their ass beat in a restaurant somewhere. And that was like years ago. But at the time, I didn't know YouTube was going to blow up like it was. So I didn't stay consistent, and I never uploaded anything else after that. So when I came back to it, I'm thinking, okay, I want it to be a gaming channel. I need to delete my most famous video because this ain't what I want the page to be about. So I had to get rid of that. And then I searched my email from back then. Turns out that YouTube had hit me up about trying to monetize and trying to push the channel. But my dumb ass, I didn't even read it and never even knew it existed. So kind of missed that opportunity.
I mean, yeah, that and they've changed the monetization policies since.
Yeah, now you got to get like 1,000 followers or 1,000 subs before you can even monetize it.
1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours.
Yep. Back then it was like, shoot, you got a video that got over a couple thousand views. Here, you want to monetize it? Now you got to go through all these different hoops and check boxes before you can even have the option.
Yeah, because some of these dudes is making some real money on YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I watch nothing but tech channels, gaming channels, and like DIY, do-it-yourself type stuff. And those tech channels, I think Linus Tech Tips is up to like 10 million subs right now.
I watch the DIY. I actually I'm setting up a grow room in my house right now, and I went and got PVC pipe and everything in Mylar, and I set up this grow tent based on watching a YouTube video. I've got all my stuff. I'm going to set it up probably in the next couple of days or so. I'm just waiting on my seeds to germinate. But yeah, this is crazy. All the stuff that you can learn from watching YouTube.
Yeah, and also, do you still do the customization stuff, Shy?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I would make a step-by-step video on one of those and put it on the channel. Like that's just me, If you showcase talent, that kind of stuff would, that would definitely get views. I mean, you show a step-by-step on how you customize something, and you can put it up for, it can be something you can put up for like a contest or something. One day.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna work on my work on building the channel up, like get my subs up first, and then try to do different things. Because I did one giveaway a long time ago. It was for like a controller or something, and I think to this day that one of that video right there got a lot of views. But the great thing about Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all this stuff is they're starting to integrate between the two of them. Like Instagram is actually owned by Facebook right now, so if you run an ad on Instagram, that same ad will be active on Facebook as well. And if you have a page, say you have like a like page, like Darth Skater 7 like page, if I run those ads, it all goes across the two separate platforms. And I think the price is like super small. So you can select your audience, you can select how many people you want to try to reach, and then select the regions as well. And then that ad will go on two separate platforms at the same time. And then they give you your statistics on what your numbers are as far as like how many people you've reached, the demographics that you've reached, and then what the results are. And you can either stop it if it's not being effective, or you can keep it running and then let it go ahead and finish on through. And then you hook it up to PayPal. It's already paid for and you're done. So it's if you think about it and then you plan it out correctly, you can really maximize it for little to nothing.
So that man got a master plan.
That's just the surface thinking right there. I mean, somebody probably smarter than me can do even better than that.
Yeah, man. But that's useful. That's a useful tip. Like, that's something that I didn't know this. I learned something.
I think now you can run ads on YouTube as well now.
Yeah, you can.
But I mean, I got an Instagram for the YouTube channel. I never thought about running an ad on there. So
So here's what you do: go to Instagram and then link your Instagram. Do you have like a Black Man Be It Brutally Honest Facebook like page?
yeah, I do.
Okay, so now you can go into the settings. You can link that Instagram to the Facebook like page, and then on the Facebook like page, you can create you already got the group that's already pre-existing. Link the like page to the group, and then now you got it all tied together.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, the group was private though, so that would.
It still works. You can still work. Well, yeah, I understand that, but yeah, you can still work it.
Oh, okay.
I would say what you could do from there is probably make a public group and then use that as a vetting process to admit people to the private group.
Yeah, well, I already got the second. I mean, I already got the second group. You know, a third group would probably be a little bit much. I could probably use a second group for that.
Yeah, you sure can. You sure
can. Yeah, so. Yeah, all of that. But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Facebook and YouTube are two very different worlds.
Yeah, they are.
Whereas I have 25K in the Facebook group, I got 875 on the YouTube channel. It's very hard to get people to subscribe.
You know why? Because YouTube is saturated with so many different channels. It's hard for the smaller channels to kind of break free and be seen by anybody. So you got to actively hustle.
There's another thing too. You know, is the type of content I deal with. There's a very contained audience for that.
True.
And you know, although I've been getting more and more here and there, it's still, you know, very, very difficult seeing that. You know, you're right. It is that even that part of YouTube is saturated. Some people are booming, but you know, just got to get to that point.
2 years ago, we were villains just for being admins in the group. Like I'm saying, I'm telling you, just get on Facebook and just Google the name of the group, and like at one point they posted all the names of the admins, and I'm like, yo, I didn't even do nothing. Like
they was just angry, just to be angry. So they
was mad. Yo, they was mad at Kev. Fucking, they was mad at you. Everybody. They put everybody's names out. And I'm like, yo, but these were people who weren't even in the group though.
Yeah, you gotta have to get this for somebody.
Well,
so how about you try to get in the group and actually, because the members of the group make the group. So if you let a dominant group of people post specific things, you can pick and choose whether or not you want to interact with that certain post, correct? So if you want to be mad, you look for stuff that's going to piss you off. If you want a constructive conversation, you look for something that's going to actually cater to what you're looking for. But for the most part, people were finding stuff, reading things, choosing to be pissed off, and then they were creating a whole blanket vision of what the group was based on what they decided to get pissed off about.
Let me tell you something. 90% of the posts in that group are good.
Yes, they are.
But people bypass those posts to go to the fuckery posts.
They go to the ones that piss them off and they want to argue.
Oh my God.
If somebody makes a post about infrastructure, the black community, and what we can do as far as solution-wise goes, that ain't gonna get no kind of play. But let you post about one thing and piss somebody off. 1,000 comments.
Yeah. It's like if I say something like, if you want politicians y'all like in office, why don't y'all build one up and support that guy? And no traction, maybe 4 or 5 comments.
Yep.
Yeah, but let me post a picture of a child who obviously slept on his hand and say something like, "You women are losing control." Man, that one right there spread like wildfire. People are out of control. I can't go to other black Facebook groups and the name of the group and my name get brought up because they instantly know who I am. I don't last 5 minutes in Facebook groups like right now. It's because people choose to focus on the negative. That's a huge psychological mindfuck that we're dealing with right now.
Do you think it's inherent within all of us? Well, not within all of us, but something that we all collectively have to get over?
I think that a lot of us like to have fun, and we don't like to. But when things get out of control, we don't like to admit to our part in it. We like to point the finger at everything and everyone.
Yeah.
If I'm not dating someone, or as they're saying, if I have a trouble getting a date, all of a sudden bitches ain't shit. That's not like that's the kind of thing they do. Like, and then on the women's side, these niggas ain't taking care of about 3 or 4 kids. Well, then somebody asked, well, do they all have the same dad? And then the next thing that is said is, this group bashes women. I'm to tell you the honest truth, I'm sick of both sides. A lot of people see me as the ultimate black woman hater. That is a lady.
You know what I see, as far as you go, a lot of times you're extremely impartial, and you don't really put in a lot of input unless it's going to be a truly intellectual conversation that can be governed and I guess like just really just hashed out without people getting too emotional about it and going too far to the left or right. You like to stay right there in the middle and have a constructive conversation, and you get attacked a lot for no reason. And then if you decide, a lot of times you'll be honest and people can't take your honesty and just be like, you know what? I respect your opinion, and that's what it is.
Well, Shar, I'm not going to play completely innocent. I do things to troll people.
I know you fuck with people sometimes. Yeah, I know you do. but you know what? You know what I did notice? If you do something intentionally to fuck with somebody, you do have a grain of truth within it, and then it's an uncontestable grain of truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It absolutely makes sense to myself, and it should make sense to others. Thank you, sir. But at the same time, it is that way. It is that way, and people can't deal with it. One thing I don't like is degraded into insults quickly. Personally, I don't think you should call a woman a bitch right offhand. Shut up, bitch. No, I mean,
because then when you do that, you take away from the ability for that person to actually start giving you any kind of constructive feedback or interaction, because now they're going to go into defense mode, and now it's just an argument from that point on. So there's no point even continuing.
Yeah. And then when you challenge guys like that, they feel the need to, they want to prove themselves in front of everybody. So they play this thing they call fake alpha male. Basically, you can't tell them shit. I'm going to stick my chest out for nothing. You're on the internet, buddy.
Don't get beat up, man. It'll come.
Shout out to Immortal Soul. I'm reading the comments right now. Thank you for saying that my voice is fabulous. I never thought so, but thank you. I have a voice for radio, not a face.
What is your opinion on the coronavirus, guys? I think it's like anything else. When it gets hot, it probably fizzles down. It can't, from what I hear, it can't survive in heat. And if you if you do the smallest things, like take basic precautions, like use hand sanitizer, keep your face washed, your feet washed. If you've had if you're at a place where multiple people have been, touching doorknobs and stuff, use hand towels, whatever, to contact surfaces, basically. Watch contact surfaces. Wash your hands constantly. I don't know that, and people are wearing a mask. I think people who are wearing a mask are panicking too much. Plus, I don't think that mask is very effective.
No, actually, you need the N85 filter or N95 filter, whatever it is. I know that because my girl is ridiculous and has gone and ordered masks online that cost $27 each.
Yeah, but if you definitely hear a coronavirus case in your area, I would definitely go ahead and take every precaution I hear, because nothing is important. You're no good to anybody if you're dead.
I personally think you should just switch to Heineken, but
stupid.
But there's a lot of people that are under the belief if it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you anyway.
Yeah, well, my buddy at work, not my buddy, one of the guys that I game with, he was telling me about the different policies that they have as far as their work, I guess where he works at. What he does is he builds network services and stuff like that. Well, when people started coming in, I think he lives in New York, maybe. I think someone came in and they started coughing, and at that point, their policy was to send everybody home and have them work from home. They're like, we'd rather have one person get sick and die rather than all of you get sick and die. So everybody go home, You guys all work from home, and we're gonna leave it like that. And that's what happened. So for last 2 weeks, he's been working from home.
I mean,
nothing was confirmed. It's just that they didn't want to take any chances.
Yeah, you don't you want to have everybody in the office be safe, and if you have the ability to work from home, send everybody the hell home.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's what they basically did. So if you're listening to anybody at my job, if you want to send us home, do that, please.
Hell nah.
Yeah, send me home. Let me work from home.
Yeah. But if the coronavirus does run rampant, get out of control, it will force governmental change. Points are already down in the stock market. So just keep your eyes open, and like I said, if you do basic shit like clean and spray Lysol, antibacterial, hopefully you'll be okay for now. But if it's
that the Corona sales from all gas stations in the hood have declined severely. So I mean, there's that too. Some people don't know.
You know what?
You think you're playing, but it's
I heard a remedy is if you mix ginger ale with a little bit of bleach, you'll be good to go.
Oh man,
don't do that.
Don't listen to me. Hey,
don't listen to him, man. You be dead.
It's a joke.
Right. It was a joke.
While you talk about bleach, when I was deployed in Africa, this was back in 2006, I want to say. One of the guys, because at the time it was in Djibouti, Africa, and then the AIDS rate or HIV rate was 1 in 4 people had it. As far as the local population goes, right? So basically, the standing order was if you go out in town and if you drink, don't drink any drinks that don't have a top on it, and just don't mess with anybody. Just don't mess with the local. Period. So one guy went out there and he went against the standing order. So he comes back and says, "Yo, Sergeant Gibbons, I did something. The condom busted. What can I do?" I'm like, "Yeah, you did."
Basically,
you got a 1 in 4 chance. Like, yo, you got a 1 in 4 chance of catching it, man. If you got it, you got it. I can't do nothing for you. I'm like, you know what the order was? They told you not to do this. You went out there, got stupid, and you did it anyway. So now I'm happy. What you want to do? Go to the. So here's the thing, though. This is what he says. He says, I got on Google, and they say that there's something in bleach that kills the HIV virus. I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do? You gonna drink bleach? You're gonna inject yourself with bleach? Oh, I can't help you. This guy, this is what he did.
Oh, here we go.
All right. That's jacked up. Okay, so you guys ever heard of punching the boar?
Okay.
If you punch the boar, that means you're cleaning the weapon, the bore sight, or the bore of your weapon, the barrel, right? This dumbass took bleach. He dipped the Q-tip in bleach and he punched the boar because he figured. He said if the virus got in him from that point, if he put bleach there, it would kill it. I said, dog, you what? I said, look, if you put your fingers in bleach too long, it'll burn your fingertips off. And you put it on, okay, you know what? You got other issues about to happen.
I heard Roger tried that once.
No, give him credit.
What you say? What you say, man?
No, I say give that man credit for having some bravery.
Wait, what? Give him credit for what?
He broke super brave. Bravery.
That's sheer stupidity. Now, and here's the thing, though. If you saw his wife, you guys remember the video model named Melissa Ford?
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember Melissa Ford back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Melissa Ford. Yeah,
looked just like Melissa Ford. Like, this is the type of woman that was so beautiful. We were in standing formation, and this was at Camp Lejeune in the Carolinas. So we are Camp Lejeune. We're all at the position of attention. We're all like just chilling, looking like some toy soldiers. His wife walks across the front part of the formation, so we could all see her. We all basically broke bearing and was looking at her, and all of our heads turned at one point from left to right because she was that beautiful. I'm like, dude, you got a wife at home that looks like that, and you went out here and you smashed like some bartender in an African 1 in 4 HIV infested place. Like, you dumb. And here's what happened to him. Here's what ended up happening to him. So if there's a health scare or something like that, they don't want that health scare to go back to the States. So what they do is they basically quarantine you. They keep you locked on base pretty much with limited liberty, which means that you can't get off base, you can't do anything else until they figure out what it is that you have, if you have anything at all. So what they did was they pretty much gave him 6 more months there. So when everybody went home, they kept him there for 6 more months, and he couldn't do anything about it, just because he decided to go out there, have a little bit of fun. It turned out, I think he ended up getting some kind of virus. I think he ended up getting some kind of messed up not super HIV. He ended up getting some kind of super gonorrhea. That antibiotics.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, some regular antibiotics the stuff that most people use. The regular antibiotics was non-reactive. So yeah.
So he had to go what on a drip? I guess some kind of drip system to get rid of that.
I'm not sure what it was. What it was is they gave him the regular antibiotics, and the gonorrhea that he had, the strain he had, was like, yeah, no, that tastes good, but no, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I think I saw it on one of those medical TV shows. Dude had the super strain. They had to get him on a drip IV with the antibiotics and let that shit pump through his body. Boy, that's all bad.
Yeah, I bet you he was never the same since.
But since we're on the subject of the freaky diggy, y'all heard about the hacks on OnlyFans, have you or no?
Yes.
Now, Shy, but have y'all heard of it? Do y'all know what OnlyFans are?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm unfamiliar.
Okay.
What's up?
Johnny, go ahead and tell him about it.
So basically, OnlyFans is the new way girls are like. It's like a Snapchat where you have your little videos and images. They put up pictures of them naked and shit like that, and you pay a monthly subscription for it, right? So you have all these Instagram thoughts who are basically on there saying, "Come check out my OnlyFans if you want to see more." And they have, videos of them busting it wide open, having sex, sucking dick, doing everything possible. And they'll charge you $35 a month, $40 a month, and you get a monthly subscription.
To watch them do stuff?
Right. This shit got exposed 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this sounds incredibly stupid. I mean, every porn site has a much cheaper subscription, doesn't it?
No, you can go to regular sites and look at stuff for free.
Porn.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for those who even want to subscribe, like, ain't the professionals cheaper? Why would I go to a bunch of non-professional people to do the exact same thing that professionals are doing?
Because someone made a comment on one of the posts the other day. Okay, what makes them professional?
Well, I guess technically they are professional. They're getting paid for it. I guess so.
Yeah, they get paid for it too, though. The amateurs. Everybody starts.
They professional. You're doing it on camera for money. You're professional.
Here's how that works, though. If you let's say that you want to be a porn star and you're going to go into like business with this different agency, you get a cut of the money from the videos that they sell, like a very small percentage. But if these OnlyFans people, they have you can basically govern what you do. So you start a Instagram page, and then you got a bunch of people following you because you might be somewhat attractive. And then you decide, you know what, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans page as well because these people want to see me and my exclusive pictures. So now you're pimping yourself and you're not having to give any money to anybody else. Now, as far as the OnlyFans site, you may have to give a percentage there, but for the most part, you get the bulk of the money. Now, what this does is someone hacked it. They leaked all of the OnlyFans stuff. So all the content that these women are uploading exclusively for people who are paying, now everybody has access for free.
Well, that was a matter of time, I guess.
and if you saw the folders, like this is well over a couple hundred folders of material of these different people. So you like, oh man, really, like, honestly speaking, I hope that nobody out there is in love with any of these chicks that's on OnlyFans because they out here doing some stuff.
I told you, bro. I went through and it was a chick in there, and I'm not gonna say her name, but I worked with her, and immediately I thought, nigga, I should have been shot my shot,
bro.
Because you was a freak. I know I could have hit.
Because you're thinking about it, you're like, man, somebody out here telling this chick she loved me, and she's smashing everybody raw. What the hell?
And some of them is bad, and some of them is a travesty. It was a chick on there. You could tell she went and got her little body done, and she had the surgery scar. It was so bad, and it was covered up by a tattoo, and there was a couple it looked like bullet wounds. She was like, yeah, come buy my video, $35.99. You get a private session. Nah, bro, I'm cool on you, bullet wound chick. This was like the C team at the strip club, and niggas is spending $35 a month minimum.
Yeah. So wait a minute, you know what? It is what it is. I ain't gonna say that I got all the folders and everything, but I got all the folders. But
did you get that 1 terabyte I sent you?
What I did was, what you do is you make your account if you have one either existing already, and then before they took it down, because what happened was a lot of those links ended up dying because the site took them down for TOS violations or terms of service violations. So the links that people were putting out ended up becoming dead links. Now, what you do is if you had your account already pre-existing or you make one, you transfer those you transfer those files to your cloud service. So they still exist in your cloud service. Now, the reason why those won't get hit for TOS is because they're private. They're in your own you're not putting them out there for the public. So they don't violate the terms of service on your account because they're specifically your property now. And then you can take that and download it to your own storage device and you're done.
That boy good.
I'm gonna say it like this. To me, it sounds like some hoes that call being hoes. Like, I mean, don't we pretty much already know they hoes?
I think somebody might have been vindictive, man. Maybe that $24 a month might have hit them too hard that day, and they were like,
it was chicks on Twitter. They was having a fit. You're stealing money from sex workers.
You know what? Prior to this, like maybe early 2019 or maybe mid 2019, people were calling the IRS and reporting OnlyFans Instagram people or Instagram personalities.
Thought audit. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, they were hitting them over the head with that and reporting them because, for the most part, I mean, how can you actually tax that type of stuff if you're having people pay you directly? So they weren't getting
paid. Man.
How do you fill out a W-2 for something like that?
No, your W-2 only asking you how much money did you make. You just simply put that, and they should have paid their taxes at the end of the day.
You know what? They probably fudging the numbers like barbers. If they smart, I would make whatever the minimum amount would not be suspicious is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has, whether you have a job or you have no job, there's places to report how much income you've made for the year. You either fill it out or you don't. Yep. So at the end of the day, that thought audit was just, I mean, I'm pretty sure it started because somebody got mad at somebody, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty, the whole thing is, you already know how taxes work. You already know how taxes work. So why would you put yourself in a situation where you couldn't get caught up by somebody telling on you because you didn't pay those taxes? It's just kind of
different.
Hey, I was gonna say shout out to Gerald Joe that's in the comments. Also, Immortal Soul that's in the comments as well. The link is up. If you guys want to join the conversation, you're welcome to do it.
Yeah, that man. Them hoes ain't paying them taxes. They spending that money on weave, hair, getting their ass and titties done.
New outfits for the next OnlyFans pictures and stuff,
No, I get that they're not paying, but my thing is they could have paid. So at the end of the day, when I heard about the tax, I was like, what am I supposed to say about this? You hoes know you've been living in America your whole life. Just pay your taxes. If they didn't just pay, nobody's gonna bother. If you who making your money off that type of work, at the end of the day, that is your business.
What I did see, it was a bunch of chicks on Twitter. They was acting a whole fool, but it was a big chick. She looked real sloppy. No, she get money. She was mad. She wasn't getting any attention because of this OnlyFans drop. But I'm more than positive. Anybody seen her OnlyFans, they scroll right past it.
I mean, there's always a market for somebody for something.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is I got to pay my taxes. Hoes should pay their taxes too. That's all I'm saying. Right?
The whole
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know, and I know it's probably some dude that was salty about somebody who did something to him personally, and he probably knew a few of those chicks or messed with a few of those chicks. So I'm pretty sure it got started over some BS. But at the end of the day, you live in America. You've been known you're supposed to pay tax. We figured that out before we adults. So we got to pay taxes one day.
For the most part, like
We
if
don't pay
out
taxes.
there and they were like they were legit, like taking care of business and making sure that they were paying the taxes and filling out the proper forms, then it didn't hit them. Now, if they were smart, they would finesse this exposure, quote unquote, and use that as a catapult to actually use it for advertisement. Like, okay, you got.
I'm just
because it's gonna be because these links ain't gonna be up forever. They're gonna put out new content.
Right.
So really, if I'm in your folder, and I'm saying, "Oh, she bad," I might have to pay this $39.95. I mean, I personally wouldn't do it, but somebody might do it.
I mean, somebody gonna do it at the end of the day. Eventually, somebody gonna pay for it because that's what chicks is doing it. But at the end of the day, my thing is like, hey, you make money the easiest way you know how. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wanted to do anything else, you would have before you chose to do that. But
the market's there. The market's definitely there. You got thirsty guys that this ain't never seen nothing. They don't understand that it's free all day on other sites. They want to see a specific chick, so they're gonna pay $24 a month. And
exactly. Yeah, like your boy on what's that movie? Players Club. What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The one that been he was buying off. He followed home.
Well, this is my thing. I ain't gonna trip about how you make your money, but at the end of the day, if you don't want the regular average Joe to trip, just pay your taxes.
Yeah,
because if they say you get money and you ain't got to pay no taxes, well, that's an insult to me because I go to work and I do. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a janitor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's other worse jobs that people literally have, and they got to pay their taxes on, so that's gonna make them feel some type of way. If I'm out here cleaning out sewers every day, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't got to pay your taxes, but I got to pay mine. No, that's not cool.
I think what it is because it's almost kind of unfair, but then again, it is because there's a market for it.
Yeah, my thing is let people do what they want. I'm a pro-freedom person.
Yeah,
let them do what they want to do.
If you can get a piece of American pie and you can get it a certain way, exploiting yourself or pimping yourself, man, do it by all means. But I think that it's unequal because there is not an equal market for, let's say, me, Donnie, Kev, Roger. We all want to do that. Ain't no market for that. Women ain't gonna be paying for it because they don't have the desire to get some dick like men.
With a whole bunch of niggas with their dicks out. Neighbor, hey, what you doing tonight?
It ain't happening.
I'm going online and I'm gonna pull out my phone.
All you gotta do is pay $45.95.
Women ain't paying for that. There's no.
I'll whip it out for you.
Yeah, it just so happened that there's no market for that, but there is absolutely a market for guys, for women to go ahead and put pictures out there and men to pay for it.
Now, since I got Roger on here, this is the funniest shit I've ever heard, and he says this shit and he believes this shit, and he really puts it in the greatest way I've ever heard possible. Roger, your stance on black women. Are they good people? Are they not good people?
No, here we go. So stop. Man. Why are you doing this, man?
Because you know what? I love it. Because he said this shit, and I felt like I felt like, remember when Uncle Ruck was up on stage and he was like, you think about it, every nigga you ever had a problem with, they was teasing you, and he was like, Tyrone, oh my gosh. That's
Hey, disclaimer. I love black women, but as far as the hood rats, no, listen, the hood rats, the ones that ain't worthy, nah, I will not defend you, and it ain't happening.
Roger, I need you to elaborate. Give them the gospel today.
Give them the gospel? What, about these hoes? What you talking about? I mean, at the end of the day, when you make your choice about what type of woman you want to be, you got to deal with the consequences that type of woman brings on. So when you a hoe, nobody wants to protect you because you a hoe.
Yeah, that
I
ain't
mean,
happening.
yeah, you free to be a hoe, but I'm free not to protect you. You know what I'm saying? When you're a hoe and I don't want to marry you, you still free to be a hoe, but I'm free not to take you down the aisle. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah, there's
and
no
it's,
obligation. There's no obligation for you to protect anybody who is definitely not trying to follow any type of self-preservation, some kind of present themselves in a respectable manner. None of that. Like, yeah, you don't got to do that. But to have a self-entitlement attitude and feel like you as a black man, you got to protect me because you're just supposed to off rip. That's false.
man, you can feel whatever you want to feel.
You remember Paris Milan? Now, Shy wasn't around for Paris. Was it Paris Milan? What's the chick name?
You talking about April Mason?
April Mason. There you go.
Yeah, talking about some. If need be, you need to follow these girls. Some of these girls to their cars. Make sure they all right. I was like, if I followed a strange woman to a car, it'll be
you going
like,
to jail.
Be all right.
Yeah.
They're gonna get you for stalking. That's what's going on.
Yeah, man, that shit made me look crazy.
There's a thin line that we have as black men. It sucks. Like when you think about it, it really sucks. You get ridiculed no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is they can ask for whatever they want to ask for, and that's fine. But I don't really care what hoes think in the first place. And when it comes to April Mason, you know what I'm saying? She can suggest all that type of stuff. But my thing is, you have a social contract. Men are supposed to be leaders, protectors, and providers. The women are supposed to be loyal, have good character, and good company. Sisters ain't coming up with the loyalty part, the good character, the good company part. So if you're out of bounds of the contract, then you can't expect me to fulfill my role. That's just how contracts work. Once somebody doesn't fulfill their end, the other person don't have to either.
How dare you, Roger? You're not protecting.
How dare
You're a coward, Roger.
Yeah, I'm scared to protect hoes that ain't on my side. I am. I'm scared to protect a hoe that might turn on me at any moment. I'm scared to protect a chick that if she get into it with somebody, I might start whooping her man that was whooping on her, and then she stabbed me. I'm scared of those hoes. We just leave it as fear.
We've all seen videos that were like that too, where the victim, quote unquote, actually defends the person who was originally whooping their ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they want you to protect them until you start whooping a man. You know what I'm saying? They don't want it to go that far. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to pull them off. I ain't want you to actually whoop them. Please,
But
you don't tell me how much to do.
That goes back to like some kind of a weird, I don't even know if to call it a mental illness or not, like almost a Stockholm syndrome deal. Like, how are you gonna protect?
They call
it? Yeah, go ahead, man.
One thing we can call it is sanity. One thing
they call it battered woman syndrome.
It's definitely not sanity, man. Definitely not sanity. Oh shit,
they call
man! Talking to you guys, I'm getting my ass whooped on the game.
Sure it is. Sure it's us. Sure.
Yes, yeah, man.
Hey, but Go Tinks is badass though. I have to tell you that much.
Go Tinks getting his ass whooped. Hold up. Let me see if I can pull this win out.
Oh, Goku Black.
Got him.
But yeah, no, that I was just curious because I was really thinking about it the other day, and I see it too often. It's too much going on with these women, especially the ones on Twitter, where they go out of their way to shit on black men, and it becomes increasingly hard to see. And when you bring it up to women, especially our group of women, they don't see it. It doesn't exist.
Nah.
Oh my God. It doesn't. The denial, the interpretation, all of it's there. Every bit of it's there. They don't want to hear that they've been bad in any way. I mean, they could have a character 10, 15 times stronger than the person that we're talking about, but they don't want you talking about that person because, just like kind of like Jada Pinkett, going at Snoop Dogg. I felt like you was talking about me. That didn't make any sense, but that's what they think.
You can I think you can choose to be the butt of the subject or whatever, but here's my thing. I take everything by case. I'm not going to make a blanket statement about all black women, but then again, it should not be implied or should not be taken in. It shouldn't be taken automatically that I'm talking about all black women just because I make a statement referring to only a certain few. Does that make sense?
Yeah, generalization. And
so if you choose to take offense to something that doesn't apply to you, that's your fault.
But people,
it applies to her. That's why she got offended. When you take offense to stuff that didn't have anything to do with you, you're the same person.
And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of them know that it doesn't apply to them, but they choose to take offense to something, and they know for a fact that the type of women that you're talking about do exist, but they won't acknowledge it and actually address it as well.
There's a person is either related to them, that person is somebody that they hang out with, and you can't tear down her cousin, you can't tear down her mama, because that's who these people are. They have a united front for fuckery.
It's them. Jada Pinkett was reserving her right to be involved in the same type of nonsense. Yeah, we can say whatever
but you know what though? But you know
that she's reserving her right.
Hey, you know what though? I remember years. I remember like it was like 20, 25 years ago. Tavis Smiley was introducing like 3 black women. One of them was Jada Pinkett, and he brought. I remember him bringing up like attitude or something like that. Do you think that the way that the perception of, and then she immediately jumped in. Tavis, we are speaking as a collective right now. Now that's exactly what she said. Like she handled Tavis on his own show. Like what like I think a lot of the reason why they're like that because they've been allowed to get away with it. like yeah. A reason why they are that because we as black men have allowed it so many times. And they got used to it. They don't want, and they don't. It's a shred of power. I'll put it that way. People with now that black men are speaking out against it, is they don't want to give up that power. They don't want to give up that privilege. It's privilege to them.
Fair. Unfortunately, that's the way. I hate that it's like that. That ain't fair though.
Yeah, it really isn't actually. But
and you can have good intentions all day and want to be the best you can for black women, but shit, if you got to get hit with some shit like that, then you're like, what's the point then?
Now, what do y'all think Jada would have said had Gail brought up Tupac's sexual assault case where he got sentenced to prison?
Well, it's coming.
That's
you think she would have had that same? You think she would have had that same energy?
No, because Tupac's perception was one of it though, so the same energy wouldn't have been there. It would have probably been more protective of Tupac. But see, the thing is, as long as men accept certain stuff and we don't make it clear in our message about what we want, they'll keep doing this stuff because they just feel it's easier to get away with because they are who they want to be. It's not because of how men act, because they are adults. They are who they want to be, and men just have to accept it. That's who they want to be. So when they circle the wagons around the woman who got caught being super negative, she's super negative too. You may not personally know about it, but it's the same way. Like when we as men, if we know good and well some dude raped somebody, ain't nobody finna circle the wagons around dude because he got caught. If we know it's flat out, ain't nobody coming to protect because that's not us. We're not gonna be on that. So when they see a woman do something that makes no sense and she caught up in some kind of BS, they circle her because she has done that BS already, but she's reserving the right to do that BS in the future. That's it. You are who you protect.
And you got a point there.
Yeah, that was as per usual. The number 3 YouTuber, he said some interesting and deep shit.
Yo, pause for the calls, man. Gogeta just got his. This is supposed to be a dream team. I'm gonna change the roster, man.
Hey, you know what though? They imbalance video games like that because Yamcha is badass as fuck.
You know what? No, that's a running joke. Yamcha has been the GOAT in every single Dragon Ball Z fighting game ever, and it's a joke because he got his ass whooped in the anime.
Yeah. Yamcha's the GOAT. Man, like movie 9 was so embarrassing. The BoJack fight, he just stepped in, got right out in like a couple seconds. They like hit them. They hit him in 10 like 3 times, I think, and that was it. Like boom.
Did so what do y'all think of the old Harvey Weinstein case where he went out sick and after he got his conviction?
I think that they're going to treat that whole thing differently than they treated the Bill Cosby case. I think that, yeah, that's point blank. Period. Bottom line, they're going to treat that whole thing differently because first of all, Bill was treated like he was convicted before he even went to trial, before any charge was even made. Harvey, they had to actually fight for that to even get acknowledged.
Exactly.
And
I don't have any.
Go ahead.
I don't have any goddamn sympathy for Harvey Weinstein because what, he's 67 years old and Bill is what, 80?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think he get as much time as Bill got either. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
the whole sick thing was like a whole farce in the first place.
This man walking around like on a walker trying to get people to feel sorry for him.
They're trying to make it real, and I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to say, "Look, he's on his last leg anyway. You know, give him a lighter sentence because, and they're gonna try to go that route." Well, with Bill, there was a bunch of different witnesses, quote unquote, and victims, quote unquote, that their stories were completely obliterated. Some people weren't even in the place that they said they were in at the time of the alleged event. Some people, the shit was completely thrown out, but that was all dismissed. They were like, well, people are trying to get clout off of Bill because he was famous at the time. At the time of most of these incidences, Bill was not famous. I think one of the victims said that he was supposed to be on a show, like a David Letterman or like some kind of late night show at one point. Turns out that he was never a guest. He was not even in the state at the time, and she wasn't even in the state at the time. But they didn't even put that out there and blast her like, yo, she lied. They let her rock.
Yeah, they said he was supposed to be. I think it may have been Carson. He was on there.
Yeah,
he went in the backstage area and stuck his dick in her throat.
The thing was, he wasn't even famous. He wasn't even famous at the time. They were like, "Well, how come you didn't bring it up at the time?" Because they were like, "Well, we were so scared about the ridicule and what would happen." Like, okay, so this is back in the like early what was the time frame?
It would have been early 70s.
Early 70s. So you're gonna tell me that you were scared to
just stop hanging black men on a regular basis. Just stop hanging black men on a regular basis.
That's the point that I was getting ready to get to, because at that time, black men were not a prominent figure or even seen, period, on a lot of media. So you think that you were going to get ridiculed? No, at the time, you know, you being a white woman, they were going to take your word first. Definitely. They were not going to even question you.
When he was a rich nigga,
see, he wasn't rich then. He wasn't even close to being rich then. He was just making it, just getting out there. Right. So they were making it seem like he was scared to say anything because of ridicule that could possibly happen to them then. And he was nowhere near famous.
So that was in third year Cosby Show. Had a white woman came out and said Bill Cosby raped me, it'd have been a rap for him.
Yeah. Because at that time, I think he was in movies. He had a nationally syndicated sitcom that was famous in all households. His name was like pretty much famous across all ethnicities, especially in America. He was everybody's dad, you know.
So my thing is, who cares? At the end of the day, what black man has ever become famous? Yeah. What black man has ever become famous enough that being accused of rape has saved? Which guy was that? Because I ain't never seen it.
R. Kelly.
No. What happened with R. Kelly?
Yeah, see, that's my point. Show me the first black guy that got accused of rape and his fame protected him. Because Kobe Bryant, superstar, didn't protect him. And he didn't even rape nobody.
Yo, even Immortal Soul in the comments, she says, going to shock you, I'm a woman. Harvey and Bill were victims of Hollywood. End off. And that's it.
I don't know if Harvey was, but I mean, I don't know enough about Harvey.
Harvey was a horrible, evil ass motherfucker.
Yo, I don't care about Harvey. I don't care about Harvey. But Bill,
what they got to get a deal with
Harvey did that shit.
Now, as far as like this theory, he's saying that Bill was going to buy NBC XYZ. I don't believe all that, but I do believe that he was a victim of different women deciding to choose to attack him or try to get something off his name. Definitely, like, what was the one that her entire story was fabricated? Janice, whatever.
Janice Dickinson.
Yeah, hers was like completely thrown out, completely shown to be fabricated.
She admitted to telling that for her book deal.
Yeah.
There was another woman who said that she was sexually assaulted by Bill at the Playboy Mansion during a party. There was no party that month.
She wasn't even there. I think that's the one that wasn't even there. So
one of his sexual assault accusers, there was another one who come to find out she's the mother of the woman who tried to extort Bill out of money.
Right. So, okay, here's the story though for everybody on the panel. When did it become fair to weaponize rape accusations towards men, and how come the punishment does not reflect, like, oh, let's say that a woman, she accuses you of rape, finds out that you're false. I think, in my opinion, I think that the woman should face the time that you were going to face if you were convicted.
Yeah, that's not going to happen because men
I know
are too.
it's not going to happen,
but
I wish it would.
It's been a weapon since the law was put on the book. Because at the end of the day, white women have been using it against black men since it's been on the book. That's just the reality.
They've been using it prior to that, really, to be honest with you. Because anytime a black man has sex with a white woman, whether it's consensual or not, it's rape.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to using it against white men, that's a little bit different. Now, white men have to kind of take note. But see, this is my thing about Harvey Weinstein, because I'm not going to protect my white guy. Y'all know how I am. But my thing is, what is the actual crime that he committed? Because my thing is, if you told a chick that she had to have sex with you in order to get this part, see, as a man, I can't give you a conviction for that because you're engaged in the sexual activity for your own gain. Now, at the end of the day,
there's some allegement of him actually holding women down and doing some real like he taking it, not on some coercive opportunity. Say, hey, you can suck my dick and get this role. I agree with you, but there's been some, they're saying he's holding women down and doing some extra shit.
Like actual rape.
I mean,
yeah.
That would be different. That would be different. But my thing is, if you tell a chick that if you gonna perform this act, then you can have this part. At the end of the day, how can you really make that illegal? Because it's not her part. She doesn't own whatever entity that's putting that part out there. Whatever movie company that is, that's their part. So you don't own that part. So how can you say that a man can't offer you sex in order for you to get something that they own? Women have offered sex for money.
Well, see, my thing on that is I can't defend that type of behavior, but at the same time, those two consenting adults are choosing to enter into that semi-contract and I guess engage. Now, here's the thing: you can't go back on it years later and be like, hey, yeah, he said that if I had sex with him, then he would do this for me. Well, okay, you had your own personal gain to get from the whole thing, so you chose to do that. It wasn't actually rape. At that time, I think that type of behavior was accepted and it was like a common practice. But nowadays, that's like a, hey, wait, you can't do that. You can't do that. But at the time, you can't tell me people weren't doing it on a regular basis, because a lot of men that were in powerful positions, they were using their position to exploit women who, in fact, wanted to move up ahead in whatever it is that they were trying to do. So in essence, they were kind of just, I want to say, almost like a fair exchange, if that makes any sense.
Now, I will say there I got to play devil's advocate. There is a line.
Yeah, there is a line. Definitely.
I will destroy you. You better do this, or I'm gonna shut everything down. Now you've coerced somebody into this.
Yes,
like that's
right. Because they're like, okay, I'll blackball you if you don't do what I want you to do. There's that line, but then there's also you know what? I want to get the part. I want to have a better chance at getting the part and kind of beat out all the other women who are out in here. And I want to go ahead and do this too. So they're choosing to let themselves be exploited, but at the same time, they're exploiting the person who is putting herself in a position to help them possibly. So I think that everybody has their own interest. They're all getting exactly what they want from it. But then once you say, you know what, I'm going to use this against you and then accuse you of rape later on, or I'm going to use this and I'm going to blackball you because you didn't do what I wanted you to do, that's when they have another darker side of that whole instance. Make sense? Because, I mean, a lot of times that's what happens. And you know what? I'll even say this. that happens right now to this day, as far as like not just Hollywood, but jobs and stuff like that. So fast forward, now there is a practice of a lot of men choosing to not go on business dinners with women. They're choosing to not be in private settings as far as like offices with women, as far as like interviews, because they're afraid that women are going to come back later on and say, hey, he did this and said that he would do this, this, and this if I don't do this. So they're protecting themselves. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill is, he got criticized for this a while back, but the guy that plays Superman, well, I don't know if he's Superman anymore.
Yeah, he said he would still be Superman if they wanted him. But go ahead.
All right. He said that the art of the chase is dead because of stuff like that. That he wouldn't just like that he doesn't just ask any woman out on a date because Me Too taking people out. Or try to get in more private. He makes sure that he's public can be seen. There's witnesses. He said it's really tough right now because in that kind of situation, it's guilty until proven innocent. It's believe all women. That's what they're going to roll with. And he said it's a scary thing for a career, just like with Johnny Depp. Now,
we got to talk about Johnny Depp, man. We got to.
Yeah. But let's have that conversation from beginning to end because there's some new developments.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
She cuckoo bird. But I've known this anyway.
Yeah, the whole thing about her, being an abuser and not the abused. But
she was whooping his ass. She was
whooping his ass.
Yeah.
But there's also audio as well. There's audio where she was talking about, hey, yeah, I did take a dump in your bed, but that's because you were choosing to walk away. Johnny was like, yo, when we started getting to an argument, yes, I do choose to walk away because I don't want to be in it. Because
she took a dump in his bed.
Yeah, she took a shit in his man's bed.
Oh man.
She took a dump in his bed, and she was like, well, here's the thing. What it was is he didn't argue with her the way she wanted him to, so she was basically physically abusing him. Instead of him being a part of the abusive behavior and toxic and arguing and screaming and stuff, he like, yo, fuck this, I'm out. And he would walk away, just straight up walk away, which I think he did the right thing.
But he had everything taken from him in the process, though.
Right. He lost his role as Jack Sparrow. He got blackballed pretty much from a bunch of different projects he was probably working on. He got done unfairly, and what she got was she got praised in the media. She got to be the spokesperson of battered women and XYZ. Yeah, and here's the thing: they're not canceling her based on her behavior. They're choosing to still defend her and not cancel her like they would do anybody else. I think that's not fair. Because
they pretty much said, F you, we're not taking her off our command too.
Yeah. So that's jacked up. So to recap for anybody who's listening right now, Johnny Depp, you already know he's a famous actor. His wife, what's her name?
Love the Pirates films.
Yeah. What's her wife? Amber Heard. So pretty much the story was that Johnny Depp was abusive in the relationship, and that he was the one that was doing all the stuff as far as like being toxic masculinity, all the keyword terms that you want to use in 2019. Come to find out that Amber Heard was in fact the one who was doing the abusing. She was physically abusing him, mentally abusing him, verbally, and she was doing things to him like taking a dump in his bed. Because he was choosing to take himself out of the situation rather than stay in the situation. All right. This is also backed up by recorded conversation between the two of them where she's admitting to doing these certain things to him. Now, before the recordings came out, he was basically blackballed in Hollywood. He lost specific roles. One of his major roles, Jack Sparrow, in the Disney film Pirates of the Caribbean. After this evidence have came out, she did not catch the same ridicule or treatment as he caught, and in turn, she is still continuing to be the spokesperson for battered women and XYZ down the line. So, us as a panel, go down the line and I guess say what you feel about that.
It's BS. That's what it is. It's unfair. It's that female leverage, and for a culture of women that say that they are the victims, that they are always the one that's getting on the end of all these things, it looks pretty bad. It really does. Um, think as a society, it's probably going to take about 50 years, but we're going to grow tired of it. Some of them guys are tired of it now, but they're reacting in the wrong ways. Like a lot of these guys is just freaking out and just killing these women. That's the wrong thing to do. I don't condone that in any way, but I have I do believe some of those situations, some of those situations, the female had part in it. There's no excuse for doing anything as a man. There's no excuse, but these women don't care. They're cruel and evil, and Johnny Depp basically did the right thing, and it still costed him. So yeah. so yeah,
you're damned if you don't.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Everything has consequences. Everything has consequences. So if you're a woman, if you're a man, and you are out here pushing somebody's buttons, you are shitting in their bed, you are chasing them down. They turn around and slap you and split and turn into the crazy man from the monster. What was the beast? They turn into the beast and fuck you up. Well, at that point, you brought that on yourself. Nobody's condoning violence against another person, but you can't keep poking the bear and get mad when the bear bites your head off.
This chick cut a piece of his finger off.
Yeah.
She was throwing pots and pans at him. Like,
man, shoot. To some men, that's a red flag. That means that it's go time because I'm a strong believer in nobody's supposed to hit anyone.
Right.
You know, at some point it's going to become self-defense. When you try to hit somebody with a blunt instrument, you're trying to kill them, period. Like, there's no call for that. It's like, it's about self-preservation. The only thing is like, whose story the police going to take? That's the only thing.
You're finna get buried. So that's why I say, like, if you were in a situation where you got to hit a woman, go ahead and hit her with all you got, player.
Go all the way.
Make it work. That sounds crazy, but yeah, no, go ahead and make that swing worth it, because you're gonna take all the brunt of that. You're gonna get her cousin's gonna come after you, her brother's gonna come after you, the police gonna think you did it anyway for no reason. You might as well go ahead and knock her socks off. How many
this is hard to gauge because a lot of times if you as a man you feel like, if I have to call the cops on this woman, they're gonna look at me crazy, they're probably not gonna believe me. So how many I'm not even gonna ask that question because there's unfathomable when you think about it. You can't gauge it. I was gonna say, how many victims do you think that are out there that are men who did not call, who did not report the abuse they were suffering from because they knew they would be ridiculed as men being abused by a woman?
As a man, you are expected to take the abuse, not call the police, somehow magically restrain her or walk away without hitting her, and say nothing of your own personal health. Right?
Suffer in silence.
Well, we live
That's what they call it.
World where, as a child, as a young boy, you're taught to not hit women or not hit girls. Period. Point blank. Nothing. There's nothing to question. You don't do it. But at the same time, they can hit you. They can spit on you. They can do all this other stuff to you, and you can't respond in a defensive manner. You can't retaliate, because if you do, you're less of a man and you're not masculine.
My favorite clip is the 8-ball jacket. Y'all know the spirit of the 8-ball jacket is who I pray to every night when I go to bed.
I'm with Kevin on this. I believe you shouldn't be putting your hands on anybody, and that goes for everybody, for both sexes. Don't hit nobody. First of all, as a woman, you already know that men are stronger than you, faster, XYZ. Just don't put yourself in a situation to where you're going to end up being abused or hit or hurt, because you don't know what type of man you're dealing with. Don't push him to that point where he has to do that. Now, granted, I don't think any man should hit a woman. I don't. But if somebody hit me, they try to hurt me or they try to kill me, I'm going to try to knock her out and diffuse the situation the best I can. First, I'm going to try to walk off.
I'm praying to the spirit of the 8-ball jacket. If anybody
I'm going to try to walk away first. I'm going to try to get away from the situation first.
The 8-ball
I was raised.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Who's that?
The 8-ball jacket smack, just in case y'all didn't know.
Oh, 8-ball smack.
Yeah, it was a brother on the train trying to go home from work. When he was
Donnie.
Yeah,
YouTube. I recommend you don't do it. because those girls were teenagers. He was a teenager. I remember I told you I got in trouble for that. So
okay.
Hold on.
yeah, just don't. I don't want you to get a strike.
Yo,
Okay,
Donnie, I got my wife up here. All right, so we're talking about domestic violence, abuse from men and women, women to men, XYZ. Would you ever put your hands on me and hit me?
No.
You gotta come to the mic, baby.
No.
Come here, baby. No, come here now. Okay, so now explain how you were raised as far as like women hitting men, men hitting women.
I just put your hands on men.
And why is that?
Because it's a respect. It's a level.
There you go. Yeah, could y'all hear that?
Oh yeah, we got it.
Right. You can
Duly noted.
If you got anything else you want to talk about, you want to say?
Women don't supposed to touch men. Men don't supposed to touch women. You supposed to come to a common ground where you can respect each other. And if you get heated, then that person leave, or that person stay, or you both leave.
There you go.
So how do you feel if you see a woman hitting a man and the man knocks her out?
He said how do you feel if you see a woman hitting a man and the man knocks her out?
Then I'll call the police.
Well, why would you go?
I'm telling.
I'm telling you.
I won't go over there to defend her because I don't want to get hit by her dude.
All right, I'll take that.
So I'll sit in my place and I'll call.
So you're not gonna jump in, but you'll call the police.
I'll call police. I won't.
So are you gonna tell on the woman for starting it? Because she's the one that started it?
Him.
All right, okay.
Yes.
I get it now. I understand now.
Now, if he hit her, yes. And if she hit him, yes.
So whoever started it,
I'm gonna tell on that person.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I was thinking, like, wait a minute now. She started it. No, yeah, I got you. Thank you for your input, baby.
When on the other hand,
no. Cut him out now. Wait a minute. No. Get away now. That's enough. We get the sound bite we needed. We good.
Nah, it's been plenty of clips I've seen online where it's been a woman who's been fucking a dude up, and the crowd watches. The crowd sits in silence. The crowd laughs. The crowd brings out video cameras. Oh, she fucking him up. And the moment
you gonna let her do you like that,
pop her in the mouth. Hey man, you ain't supposed to be hitting a woman, man.
Like nobody ever intervenes on behalf of the guy. Like, look, makes sense. Stop this. You acting crazy. Nobody tells her that. These dudes sitting back laughing and glad it's not them. It's like when you have that female friend and she gets mad with you, and everybody's like, "Oh man, she gonna kill you." Like, how the fuck she gonna kill me with words? That's just how it is with me. It's some kind of ingrained fear of something. Like these guys are afraid that they're going to be the ones that's going to get accused of something if they somehow stand up to this mayhem or something like that. The best thing that, like, the thing that I try to do, I try to make everybody make sense. It's like, even if I gotta interject on the female, and if she smacked me or something like that, I'm gonna do what I can to protect myself. I'm not gonna slug her out, but I will restrain her. It's like, you're not gonna treat me like no kid.
I've had to hold a woman down before because they was like getting stupid with it, slapping me and stuff and scratching. I'm like, yo, stop, chill. And I ended up having to hold her on the ground, like, yo, you done yet? Are you done? Because like this ain't gonna work right here. After that, I never talked to her again because at that point I knew exactly who I was dealing with. I wasn't gonna put myself in that situation ever again because it didn't make sense. I had to force myself to think, you know what, this is gonna happen again, and I'm gonna end up getting messed up to the point where I'm in prison or jail or something. I'm gonna leave this alone.
I told you I prayed to the 8-ball jacket. Now we got Roger on here. Roger, what would you do if a woman was swinging on you?
Oh, go ahead, win the fight. That's what I do.
He said, "I'm gonna win the fight."
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just being realistic. I'm not gonna sit there.
I mean, I'm with you. Shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose no fight to no chick because I ain't gonna never live it down. At the end of the day, my people be cracking on me like it ain't nothing. But at the end of the day, nobody has the right to abuse me. So if I ain't hit you, you ain't got no business touching me. Period. So if you want to go there,
man, boy, I pray for you. That's all I can really do. I pray for you. You know, that you make it through, because it's gonna be a rough one. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's a threat of me going to jail, when I get there, you're gonna know why I went.
Because you earn that charge, huh? You gonna earn that charge.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I still got to go to court, and I'm gonna defend myself at the end of the day. And when it all comes down to it, I'm going to get off for self-defense, because I ain't gonna hit a first defense, because I'm gonna defend myself. You know, I mean, but at the end of the day,
go ahead.
I heard what that young lady said. The only thing that I have an issue with, I don't think black people should be calling the white police officers, the white control policemen to be involved in a couple's issue. If they hit each other, if that's how they get down, let them deal with that. Why are we involving them into it? If she feels that she can hit him and he okay with that, he wants to get abused, he's got a right as a man to be abused. Or if she wants to be abused by the man, she has a right to be abused. Why don't we just let them figure that out? When they won't help, they'll separate. But why are we asking people who don't like us to come dictate how relationships go?
Yeah, I feel you. I understand what your standpoint is on that.
So why call them peoples?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not going to solve anything by calling them police,
because they're going to end up putting a man in the system anyway. So you're going to be jacked up in more ways than one anyway.
Hey, let me introduce something to this. What about the Ray Rice incident? The Ray Rice situation.
Where he slept her in the elevator?
Yeah. No, he didn't actually slap her. He punched her in the elevator.
I said slept.
Kev, are you checking out the stream right now? Yamcha is going ham right now. But go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
where told you.
And dragged her out.
Yeah. What do y'all think of that situation? See what happened afterwards. She still married him.
Of course she was gonna marry him.
She spit in his face and swung on him or something to that. I feel like she did something aggressive.
But you know what? A lot of times when different situations happen, they see the result of something happening to the man. They say, okay, well, what happened? What did she do first to make him get to that point? I think that there's a certain nuance to that, because some people will always ask, what did she do first? What did she do first?
What? Generally, that's a male thing. Most women don't care what the woman did first. They just feel like you're not supposed to hit a woman, because they've heard people been told their whole lives, even if a girl hits you, don't hit her back.
You know, the problem with that, though, the problem with that is, okay, so first of all, you ain't supposed to hit her back. You're not supposed to retaliate. You're not supposed to get pissed off. You're supposed to walk away. But here's the thing, that the other side of the coin that people don't acknowledge: as a woman, you don't need to push any buttons, and you don't need to provoke that man to get to that point. Period. It's a mutual respect thing.
Well, true, but that's why it should be pushed. But if you get into a fight, win it.
One side is taught, you don't hit women, you don't do this, but the other side is not taught.
But that's why people got to look at it differently. That's why I say, if a woman hits you, just go ahead and win the fight. Period. She hit you. You're in a fight. I don't care what you think.
I ain't doing that. No. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna try to walk away.
I understand what you're saying, but that has to be the context, or at the end of the day, women are allowed to hit men. And if we're going to accept as men that it's okay for women to abuse us, then we're asking for it at the end of the day.
I don't think that we've ever accepted that. I think that that's just the norm, where people just think.
That means we accepted it. And we accepted it at some point.
Well, I think this, here's the thing. I think that the punishment is non-existent, to where a woman can get punished with the same extent as assault as a man can for assaulting a woman. Like, it's there, but people just don't practice it. They don't even give a fuck, really.
So, yeah, because the common concept, the common thought process is you shouldn't call the police. I mean, so 90% of these women are getting away with assaulting men, right? And when the police do show up, who do they look at? They look at
the man first,
10-pound girl and the 200-pound man. Who do you think that they're gonna consider as more as the person who took the assault? So sometimes it's imbalanced. Unless the police are watching this shit or they see a video, these women are getting in real trouble for being assaulting men. It's just not
There's a video I need to send you where there was a white couple. They was outside. The woman, she was like beating on them, slapping them, scratching them, punching them, spitting on them. At one point he hugged her to kind of try to restrain her, and then she was still on the same bullshit. So he finally snapped, punched her out, and it was a wrap. And I was thinking, like,
but that means he accepted it, though. That means he's been accepting that behavior for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. I think he had been getting, like, and regardless of what it is that he did, I don't care what he did to get that kind of treatment. She shouldn't have been putting her hands on him in the first place. But then when it came to that point where he punched her out, then everybody's like, "Oh no, you can't do that. You can't." Nobody stopped her when she was hitting him, though.
Yep,
but that's what I'm saying. Our mindsets need to be different. If you hit somebody, you're in a fight. That means the person's supposed to beat you up at that point. I don't care whether it's male or female. You hit a person, their natural reaction is to defend themselves. It doesn't make a difference who the person that hit him is.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? You hit me, I'm in a fight. That's it. So everybody else can accept it.
And you know what? Even though I'm laughing, I totally get your point. I understand exactly what you're saying. I do.
Well, this is my thing. If a woman hits me and I don't hit her back, what just happened to me?
If we lived, you got assaulted.
No, I gave her an invitation to hit me again. That's what I did.
Well, here's the thing. There's a false sense of, hey, there's armor. I got armor. You ain't supposed to hit me back. No way. You can't hit me back.
Yeah.
So
women are empowered to do that because they feel like they are in immortal in this sense, or are invulnerable to you getting hit. You can't hit me. You're not supposed to hit me.
I think there was a town meeting. There was a town meeting discussion, and they were discussing the same thing. Apparently, there were two kids that were at a school. The little girl, she was hitting the boy. The little girl, she made a comment. She said, "Well, you can't hit me back because I'm a girl." And there was a woman that stood up and she said, "No, that's the wrong type of mentality to be teaching these young women. Why are we teaching her that it's okay for her to hit him and he cannot retaliate back because she's a girl? That's the wrong type of mentality to even raise them up thinking. And then it's also wrong to teach a young boy that you can't hit a woman back if they hit you. Because if we want to live in a truly equal society as far as equal rights and stuff like that, then there's consequences to reflect the crime. So if a woman hits a man, she should get the same type of punishment as if a man hit a woman, period. So what that does is that fosters true equality, and they will be held accountable for what they do. So they will also not do what they know they can't do. Make sense?
I mean, true, but my thing is, I'm not even trying to go full down the road of equality. At the end of the day, I'm a person.
Yeah,
God did not put. You know what I'm saying? God did not put me here to be abused. If you hit me, you're in a fight. People should just accept that. It shouldn't even be a foreign concept. If somebody hit a person, they in a fight. And if a person wins a fight, first of all, you shouldn't be dumb enough to start a fight with a person you can't win against anyway. That's just stupid.
Because you know what? That is common knowledge. A man is probably stronger than a woman. Usually stronger. But don't put yourself in that situation. Just don't do it.
But this is what I'm saying though. Men have accepted it, or women wouldn't still be out here doing it. If you hit me, you're in a fight. Point blank. I don't care who you is.
You know what though?
You know what? He said he clapping cheeks. Yo, you fuck with him, he gonna knock your ass out.
But you know what though? That could come from TV show indoctrination as well. You know, remember in the 80s they had all those women slapping men across the board and
back in the 70s though, in the 60s they was slapping chicks too though.
That's what I'm saying. This is a recent phenomenon. I don't think it's a new thing because I don't remember ever seeing this in any of these old movies. If a chick was getting too rowdy or was talking too crazy,
getting smacked
the fuck out of her.
Especially back in the 50s and 60s, they would lay them chicks out.
Right. Yeah, but that was a movie though. But when it comes to everyday practice,
that was also true life though too.
What I'm saying is,
they got some stories about David Ruffin.
Yeah,
look, this is what I'm saying. This is how you know it's swayed. If a woman hits a man, we have yet to come to the conclusion that the man is in the fight.
Right, you're right.
We don't see that.
You're right.
So therefore, that's not the narrative that people have been pushing, and it has been accepted on a wide level. Because if a woman hits a man, nobody comes to the conclusion that that man is in a fight.
It's not being looked at as assault on
I've
her.
never seen any. I've 100% never seen any person recognize the fact that that man is now in a fight.
Yeah, because let's be honest, if a man hits you, all I hear is ding ding. They like, hey, and it's really the same. I don't hear it with women, but I'm gonna fuck you up. But if I hear a man, it's an automatic response. It's not a thought process. If I get hit by a dude, I'm coming right back with a hook or a straight or a kick to the face. You getting fucked up, and it's not even a thought process at that point. So you're right.
Yeah, but my thing is, if a man hits anybody, that's the way it's looked at. If a man hits another man, everybody accepted they're in a fight. If a man hits a woman, we accept that they're in a fight. But if a woman hits a man, nobody comes to the conclusion outside of myself that I've heard that the man is now in a fight. I ain't never heard one person just say, well, you know what, you're right. He is in a fight. I mean, even if we've talked about this, nobody has just come, you know what, you're right. He is in a fight. People like, yeah, I see your point. But nobody just says, yeah, he's in a fight.
You're right. Yo, Gerald Jokes. I see you in the comments, man. And we appreciate you following the channel and everything and watching and showing love. The link is in the beginning of the stream. If you want to jump in and say your 2 cents, man, you're welcome to join in the conversation.
Gerald's one of the OGs. He's actually in the group. He's been following us for a little bit.
Yeah, man. If you want to jump in, man, you're welcome to jump in.
But I think, this whole conversation, it really needs to be had because how many times have you seen it to where because I've asked women on multiple occasions when they try to get buck with dudes, what do you think is going to happen? And I've heard they'll call the police. So the police are going to come and enforce their will. They can go swing on a man and nothing's supposed to happen to them. They can call the police and they won't go to jail. I've heard I'm going to call my mom, my daddy, or my cousin, brothers, XYZ. And my response to that is, if you call this man out here and that man dies, you basically sent that man to death.
Pretty much, man. You already know what you're dealing with. But I mean, I get Roger's point. And I at first, when he was saying it, I'm like, yeah, it don't make any sense. But like once I think about it, it makes sense because your natural response as a man, if a woman hits you, is like, all right, let me go either restrain her or get out of the situation and walk away. You don't automatically think, yo, I'm gonna knock her out. You just don't
see. My thing is, I'm in a fight. That's how I look at it. Yeah,
but see, you've gotten past that taboo mind. You've gotten past that taboo mindset of I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna get away from this. You're thinking, you know what? This motherfucker hit me. I'm gonna hit her back. And I get it. I totally understand.
Now, my thing is, I'm gonna win the fight because at the end of the day, yeah, I ain't talking about just hitting her in the back. I'm gonna win the fight because at the end of the day, if I'm in public. Once I hit her, any male that's around is now my potential next opponent.
Yeah,
exactly. That's my potential next opponent.
They're gonna try to grab you super quick, like, yo, you can't hit her, you can't do that.
Right. So I'm potentially fighting any man that saw me. Period. Right. So I got to take her out quick so I can focus on these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Now, the other thing is when she go tell somebody that I went ahead and crowned her because she thought she was a queen, that I got to deal with whatever repercussions that's gonna come from that.
Come and mess you up. So now you got to potentially have to deal with them too. Now, if they come over there and you got the strap or whatever, and they come with the rah-rah, they catch a hot bullet in their ass, then next thing you know, you get in trouble for that. But they shouldn't have came over there. She shouldn't have had to call in the big guns. Now they got shot. The whole situation could have been stopped in the first place with her keeping the damn hands to herself.
I've actually seen this before. So it was
I have too.
I went to school with. He ended up getting into it with this girl. He had a thing about his mother, and the girl said something slick about his mother. So he ended up grabbing her by her foot and just dropped her on, and she landed, hit her back of her head. Bow. And she was a big girl. So he trucked her basically, and she went down. Yeah. When he trucked her, she tried to swing at him. He trucked her again, and I think he smacked her in the face and told her to go on about her way. Now, I know she went home and called her brothers, and the brothers showed up, and he shot both of the brothers.
Damn.
Well, see, in that situation, if he drew first blood, he's still wrong because no matter what the argument is, you ain't supposed to hit the other person. But my thing is, no matter who did what, once she go tell whatever story she tells, it doesn't make a difference what actually happened.
It's a rap.
No. The thing is, it don't make a difference what happened. It's about what story she tells.
Right.
Truth don't make no difference. They're not finna come talk to me and try to get an understanding of what happened before they proceed. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I already know this. So there's no good reason for me not to just win the fight.
Yeah.
if I'm gonna get killed behind a fight, I at least might as well win that one.
Yeah, you're right.
If I go to prison behind it, I might as well win it.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? If I gotta fight multiple other fights, I might as well win this one. What if I lose to the guys?
And it's crazy because if I remember correctly, I think he got off too.
Well, I mean, I'm glad the brother ain't had to serve no time, but my thing is like, I'm not gonna say anybody should be able to put their hands on another person first.
So
but as long as we're talking, it's just supposed to stay at talking. But once one person goes to physical, the other person has every right to go ahead and win.
So here's a real question. What do you think this is going to take for our society as a whole, as far as like, regular ground level citizens, and then as far as the government as well, the law aspect as well? What do you think it's going to take to get like true equality as far as like the mentality where women think they can hit men and they can't do anything back as far as retaliation goes? Like the whole thing, I don't even know how to word the question. What do you think it's going to take for us to get to that point where it's not just straight up socially acceptable for women to just put their hands on a man, abuse man, period, and then there be no kind of retaliation? Because right now, as it stands, it's almost non-existent.
I think
like the whole Amber Heard thing with Johnny Depp. Nobody give a fuck that she hurt him, that she hit him, and she shit in his bed, and she cut the man's finger off. None of that. They don't care.
Yeah. We're gonna need us men to win some fights. That's what we're gonna need.
It really is, because that's on the political level, right? The just chalking level. That's a battle that's just lost. It's just lost. But when men start whooping ass, it's like he said, chicks gonna have to start looking at the whole situation different, start refraining themselves from doing this shit. Ass whooping is gonna prevent them from behaving in this manner. But as long as it's just talk, nothing's gonna change.
And I'm gonna say it to you like this: we all grown men. We don't go around slapping other grown men and assaulting other grown men.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But this is my thing though. We got a better chance of whooping another grown man than a woman does. Yet we can restrain ourselves.
Yeah, because if I got a disagreement with you, I'm not gonna walk up straight up and just try to smack you or start a fight. We're gonna try to talk about it straight off, because we're both intelligent human beings and men.
Exactly.
And if it does get to the point where we feel like we gotta get physical, then one of us is gonna win, and that's where it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. Chances are, being who we are, the police won't be involved. We're gonna leave it at that. But chances are, like, given our intelligence level, we won't even get to that point.
Yeah, but my point is, if we as men can walk around amongst men and not hit other men, even though we have a better chance of beating a man, then how you gonna tell me a woman who has a lesser chance of whooping a man can't control herself and not hit men?
You know why?
I do it.
You know why? It's because there's a mentality of, you can't hit me back because I'm a woman. You can't do anything to me because I'm a woman. So I'm gonna do it to you, because chances are the consequences are non-existent anyway.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You got a mental shield that is keeping you from catching ass whoopings. So you're gonna walk around like you got an S on your chest.
Yeah, because you ever seen this shit happen? And I know there's a lot of people probably listening and thinking like, damn, Shy, you thinking like that? This is logical. You ever see when there's like a woman, she's hitting a man, hitting him, and then all of a sudden he finally hauls off and hits her back, and her face is like, oh, you hit me.
Exactly.
The motherfucker. I've seen it on a few occasions. And you hear the crowd, and it's funny because even the ones who be like, well, you shouldn't put your hands on people, they be like, but you didn't have to hit her that hard.
But here's the thing though. It was fine. It was totally fine watching her assault him. Nothing happened.
Because they think it's okay.
Yeah, at one point, not one time did anybody step in like, yo, chill, woman. Yeah, you don't need to be hitting him, man. Y'all could talk about this. Stop hitting him. Now, not at any point did you see anybody jump in and say, yo, stop hitting him. But as soon as he raises his fist or slaps her, everybody in the room tries to grab him. Hey, yo, that's a woman. You don't hit women.
Well, you see, this is how far off we are. I talked to a woman maybe 2 weeks ago, and she said she had an abusive father growing up. So like, dad would come on whooping on the wife, whooping on the kids and all that. So she done been through all that type of stuff. And when we was having a conversation, I said, if a woman hit me, I got to take her out. You know what I'm saying? Quickly as possible. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's in public, because people might see it. You know what I'm saying? And she had an issue with that. I was like, oh, so you think it's okay for me to be abused? Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I was like, that is what you're saying. You're literally telling me a woman should be able to hit me and I can't hit her back. Therefore, you mean I should be able to be abused? No, that's not what I'm saying. Well, what are you saying? Because the only thing I'm hearing from you is it's okay for the woman to hit me, but it's not okay for me to hit her back. You know what I'm saying? So she tried to say it in multiple ways, but she never came off the fact that it's okay for the woman to hit me, but it's not okay for me to hit her back. So I say you abusive, plain and simple. Your mentality is abusive. You think men should be able to be abused, and you okay with that. So even the fact that you had a father that you claimed was abusive when you was growing up, you just as much as a tyrant as he is. Because you are telling me right now that it's okay for a woman to beat me up.
I was about to say, man, she came out from an abusive situation and family dynamic, but then she's also perpetuating it by being the person who is in an abusive capacity. And that's messed up. Think about how fucked up that is. So instead of trying to break the cycle and not be the person who is dishing out the abuse, she becomes
right. You think she'd be the one that wants to stop all the fighting. You would think she would be the one person to be like, oh, we should just never get to the point of fighting.
Right.
All right, fellas. Well, I hate to cut everybody short, but I'm finna turn to a pumpkin. I go pick my lady up. She's coming in from Jersey. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm going to log out, which is going to end the show shortly. I appreciate everybody for coming up here. Anybody that want to say some last thoughts, advertise their channel. Roger, Shy, Kev, still on here. Let's get it popping.
Yeah. I'm still on here. And before we went, I was gonna bring up the little Facebook post I saw of the woman who made her son buy those girls. Buy that little girl gifts, and she didn't even need the whole story. You're just not supposed to hit her. I mean, he
post.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I felt like that she was kind of a POS. I mean, like, granted, yeah, you're not just supposed to go around hitting people, but it sounded to me like she didn't even care about what the little girl did to him. Not at all. So what kind of message is that sending her son? Is it like, okay, if I hit a female, I have to buy her some shit to get out of it?
It's okay for him to be abused.
Yeah.
No, you know what? When you think about it, that's dangerous because we know that's a whole nother conversation right there. That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. But anyway, I'm Kev, and I run a YouTube channel called Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and we're going on the air tonight. The topic's probably going to be, if you have to call yourself an alpha, you're probably not one.
True.
So yeah, just be there, 9ish, and long live the habitual line steppers.
I gotta see what the dues are and everything so I can get in that. Well, my name is Shy. You guys probably already see me on Facebook and everything. I'm the most hated, or one of the most hated. But anyway, regardless of all that, you can catch my channel, Darkskater7. And it's basically a gaming channel. You catch me on Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube. The only thing I do is post gaming news, gaming gameplay videos, and stuff like that. So check me out, man. Drop a sub and leave a comment in the videos.
All right, much appreciated. I had to cut off for a second. Is Roger? Did you get your word in?
No, I'm Roger. Y'all check out my channel, The Roger Report, the best show on social media. And I am the top habitual line stepper, no matter what thing they try to tell you in other places. That's just what it is. Y'all can come over with my channel, see for yourselves. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'll holler at y'all later.
Good talking to you guys today, man.
Roger.
All right, Shy. Good.
Yeah, you have to come back, come join us more often. I know you used to come on with the OG. You ain't shit for watching, so you got to come back and join us more often, bro.
Oh, definitely.
Aside from that, Kev's doing his live show tonight. Remember, we are the habitual line steppers. So if you watch my program, watch Kev's. If you watch Kev's, watch Rogers. Even though your program is a little go ahead and just watch it. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night, and you ain't shit for watching.